आज ही डाउटनेट ऐप डाउनलोड करें। डाउटनेट पर होगा अब आपके सभी मैथ्स, केमिस्ट्री, फिजिक्स और बायोलॉजी डाउट्स का सफाया। बस अपने क्वेश्चन की फोटो खींचो, उसे क्रॉप करो और तुरंत वीडियो सोल्यूशन पाओ। डाउनलोड नाउ।
Hello guys, in this question they have given that f is a function defined on the integer set z to z defined by f of n is equal to 3n for all n belongs to z. Okay, so n is a multiple of 3. Okay, so f is a multiple of 3 and they have given another function that g is a function such that g is a function defined from integer set z to z defined by the given condition is g of n is equal to n by 3 if n is a multiple of 3, okay, and 0 if n is not a multiple of 3. So these are the conditions that are given for the set g of n. For all n belongs to z, we have to show that g of f, okay, the composition function g of f is equal to iz integer set, and f of g, the composition function f of g is not equal to iz integer set. Okay, so now let's proceed with the proof. Okay, so now I'm going to take the given function g of f, the composition function g of f. Okay, so g of f of n is equal to g of f of n. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so here for f of n they have given that f of n is equal to 3n. Okay, so we can say that f of 3n, we know that 3n is a multiple of 3. So in this given function, if n is a multiple of 3, then the function which can be used is n by 3. So the value we will attain is 3 into n by 3. Here 3 and 3 will get cancelled. So finally I will arrive at g of f of n is equal to n is equal to n. N is nothing but the integer set iz. So we have proved that one part of the proof. Okay, so now we are going to prove the second part of the proof. Okay, okay, so now we're going to prove the second part, that is composition f of g is not equal to the integer set iz. Okay, so let me take the given composition function f of g. Okay, so f of g of n can be rewrite as f of g of n. Okay, that is, yeah, that is f of g of n. Okay, so in the g of n the given should have two conditions, so we're going to take two cases. The first case is n is a multiple of 3 and the second case is n is not a multiple of 3. Okay, so let me take the two cases. Now case 1. Okay, case 1. Okay, in case 1 n is a multiple of 3. Okay, multiple of 3. Okay, if n is a multiple of 3, then we can say that f of g of n is equal to f of g of n is equal to f of n by 3. Okay, so for the function f of n we have 3n, so I gonna replace that function f by 3n. So I will attain that just equal to 3 into n by 3. Again I will cancel the numerator and denominator. Finally I will arrive at function, composition function f of g of n is equal to n, which is I z. Okay, so now I'm gonna prove the case 2. Okay, case 2. Case 2. Okay, so in case 2 the given condition is n is not a multiple of 3. So n is not a multiple of 3. Okay, so I will have the function f of g of n is equal to f of g of n is equal to the composition function f of g of n. If n is not a multiple of 3, then according to the given set the value is 0. So I will have f of 0 which is equal to f of 0. Okay, so we have f of the function is 3n, since 3 into 0 is again 0, and so we can say that 0 is not equal to the integer set iz, because the integer set contains all the elements from minus infinity to infinity. So from both cases we showed that f of g, the function f of g of n, is not equal to iz. Okay, so we have proved the first one and we have proved the second one. Thank you guys.
क्लास 6 से 12 से लेके नीट, IIT, जेईई मेंस और एडवांस के लेवल तक 10 मिलियन से ज्यादा स्टूडेंट्स का भरोसा। आज ही डाउनलोड करें डाउटनेट ऐप या व्हाट्सएप कीजिए अपने डाउट्स 8400 400 400 पर।